안녕 여러분.
This is how we do when my homies go.
You're listening to Gecko Radio, Jeju Morning Alternative.
Good morning, Jeju. How you guys doing today? Now, from what I understand, I just checked. I'm checking the script here, and it says that SJA is going on break tomorrow. But I had a student yesterday from SJA, and they said their last day is today. They get out at noon today. They're done today. So, if I'm gonna follow what that kid said to me, who's a student at SJA, congratulations. If you are done today, if you're done tomorrow, and KS as well, if you guys are done tomorrow, great job, guys. You did it. You survived another year. Good job, man. You guys made it. So, how you guys doing today? Hello, everybody. Good morning. My name is Marcos and Che. I'm the DJ here with you this lovely Thursday morning, June 11th, 2026. Okay, so what are we going to get into for today's episode? We start things off with the question of the day. Then we'll take a look at the weather around Jeju to help you plan your Thursday. And then after that, we'll go into a short Jeju morning news briefing. And then we'll get into, of course, what's going down in the GEC. And today we're debuting our new Thursday segment, Artist Spotlight. Now, Artist Spotlight is where we shine a light, no pun intended, on amazing artists from across Korea. Now, you would think artists with just musicians and music because we're a radio channel. Yes, but also we're gonna do performers, painters, and other creative talents making the country's cultural scene so exciting. Because the last 2 weeks we featured musicians, and it wasn't planned. They just happened to both debut EPs on a Thursday. So we're like, let's just keep this thing going, right? But today we're not going to do a musician. We're going to do a proper artist. So yeah, tune in for that. And then we're going to, of course, wrap things up with Jeju word of the day. All right, so with that said, why don't we start things off by taking it slow with Take It Slow by 우싸이드.
Guess who it is? You're married to another one. You're still standing. 시작된 하루 정신없이 씻고 나가 오늘도 여자가 챙기다 보니 이런 내 정신 가끔씩 나는 누구 여긴 또 어딘지 이러쿵저러쿵 뭐가 그리 말이 많은지 도대체 난 또 무엇을 잘못했는지 Nobody told me 미리 좀 빨리 말 좀 해주지 빛이 약해도 꺼지진 않아 내 안에 그건 다 징그러워 이제 웃으면 말해 난 아직 이곳에 지금은 그냥 조용히 눈 감아 숨 한 번 쉬어 이 순간만은 너 다시 믿어 너 시간 따위 이유가 있지 넘어져도 괜찮아 원래 인생은 고생했어 오늘도 이만 단도 오늘도 모두 다 지나갔어 그래서 고생했어 오늘도 이만 단도 오늘도 시간을 rebuild Payday 없어도 마음은 붙잡달려져 빈칸도 기회로 듣자 비밀은 꾸준한 매일의 루틴 작아도 전진 That's my routine 오늘의 땀방울 내일의 축배 버틸 만큼 더 단단해진 숙제 깊게 후 넓게 보는 무대에 던진 꿈담이 너처럼 내게 빛이 약해도 꺼지진 않아 내 안에 그건 다 징그러워 이제 웃으면 말해 난 아직 이곳에 지금은 그냥 조용히 눈 감아 숨 한 번 쉬어 이 순간만은 너 다시 믿어 너 시간 따위 이유가 있지 넘어져도 괜찮아 원래 인생은 고생했어 오늘도 이만 단도 오늘도 모두 다 지나갔어 그래서 고생했어 오늘도 이만 단도 오늘도 시간을 rebuild Yes, we made a day. I don't know what to say, man. Okay, let's go. 고생했어 오늘도 이만 단도 오늘도 시간을 rebuild everything's gonna be okay, man. 어제, 오늘, 이번 달, 올해 전부 다 고생하셨습니다. 나도 수고했다고 좀 해줘.
You're listening to the GEC's very own Gecko Radio, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Jeju Morning Alternative.
That's right, Monday through Friday, Jeju Morning Alternative. Good morning, GEC, and welcome back to Gecko Radio, Jeju Morning Alternative. I'm your host, Marcos Enche, coming to you live from Global Education City, right here on Jeju Island. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Gecko Radio. Today is Thursday, June 11th, and this is episode 34. If you're new to the show, we are glad you're here. Gecko Radio is your all-English morning companion for the GEC community, Jeju expats, English learners, parents, students, teachers, and anyone who enjoys keeping up with life on the island. June is moving along quickly right now, with some schools having already starting their summer programs. SJ might be starting today, KIS tomorrow, and NLCS has a little bit left, but then that means they start the break. They finish their break a little bit later too. So, what would you guys rather have? Would you rather have like an earlier break, so your summer starts earlier, but then you finish earlier? Or would you rather hold out for a couple of weeks? Like NLCS is like 2 weeks later than BHA. Would you rather hold out 2 weeks later and then start 2 weeks later? I think I would try to hold out. So I can have my vacation maybe 2 weeks later. I think that's what I would go for. Yeah, so if you're here, if you're driving through Daejeong, if you're getting the kids ready for the last day of school, grabbing your first coffee of the day, don't have my coffee yet, or simply easing into the morning, thanks for letting us be a part of it. We've got local stories, community updates, and a little bit of Jeju to share with you. So let's get started. Let's check out the chat. Hasanino, they stayed a little longer at work today. Working hard, gotta make that money. You know what I mean? I hear that. Good job. Hard worker. Okay. Yes, and what are we here for? We're here for local news, upcoming events, cool places to check out, daily trivia, Jeju life hacks. And today we're going to start a new, if you're just joining us, we're going to start a new segment called Artist Spotlight. And this is where we spotlight local artists, and that can be music, actual art. Well, no, music is also actual art. Okay, music, contemporary artists, painters, performers, maybe even comedians. We could even do that. Local comedians, that'd be cool. They're an artist too. Okay, so yeah. Who am I? Hi, I'm Mark. Nice to meet you. You can find me at DJ, well, not just at Makia. Right there. You can find our amazing writer at Jeju Jade right here. Check her stuff out. She's diving these days. She's diving for sea urchin, which is super cool. That's super cool. And also do check out at Gecko Radio Jeju. That's where we put up highlights of the day and, keeps you posted on some events, especially tomorrow is Friday. And that's a big one because there's so much stuff going on the weekend. So we try to rapidly put up stuff on Instagram to let y'all know what is going down. Okay, with that said, let's move on to our question of the day before we hit our next song break, okay? Question of the day. It's the Gecko question of the day. It's the Gecko question of the day. It's the Gecko question of the day. Yeah. What'd you guys think of that? Yeah, that's our question of the day break. I made that yesterday. I was just trying to come up with something, and I usually just try to play a tune that I can maybe sing to, and then I was just like, oh, that just sounds like a Super Mario World level. So then I just kind of turned it into a little 2D 16-bit level. So I hope you appreciated that, especially for you old people out there who used to actually play Nintendo. Okay, let's open up our question of the day here. Okay, now this one's fun. Jeju is home to a major international art event that transforms museums, galleries, and public spaces across the island with exhibitions by artists from Korea and around the world. What is the name of this event? Okay, what's the name of this event? And it's held every 2 years. Hint, every 2 years. Is it, okay? Jeju Fire Festival, A. B. Jeju Biennale. C. Tamna Cultural Expo. Or D. Jeju Art Marathon. Again, what is the name of Jeju's International Contemporary Art Festival held every 2 years? Okay? Jeju Fire Festival, Jeju Biennale, Tamna Cultural Expo, or Jeju Art Marathon. Okay, we're going to give you a little time to think about it. We're going to do an entire segment for you to put this through your head. So I'll put this in the chat as well. And with that, let's move on to our next song. This is Love Stitch by CYRRCA and Mindset.
Blinded by a vision, tripping on a mission. Old man, dream fishing, clouds roll, keep drifting, lifting. Look, vacay booked, we took. Late night lighter burns, tropical storms churn. Waves roll like days, another phase turns. Communicate energy, love lives evergreen. Inside geographies of telepathy, ancient techniques laced in eloquently. We are free, like air, far feeling. North star leaning, ship gleaming, the moon beaming, I'm dreaming. First go global feeling, disembark into Eden with the world tribe greeting. Marble stairs rise to purple skies, reflect your eyes, mystical visualize. Pantheon floating on hemisphere, together here in the Silky Way stratosphere. World tribe, looking for a no floating on the horizon. It's the same as when you can't go back. Pinpointing on the map, staring at me. Just go to an area that I can't see. Can you mention the Gecko radio station? Elevate within and never comes again. That's where the love stitched in. New skin, new wind. Elevate within and never comes again. That's where the love. New skin, new wind. Elevate within and never comes again. That's where the love stitched in. New skin, new wind. Elevate within and never comes again. That's where the love. What you gonna live for? Let's repeat today. Someday it will disappear. I can't regret. Run from yourself. Ride a handmade boat and kick repeating waves. Walking through the night in the moonlight until the beat goes. The world keeps moving. The vibes don't stop. Watch the watch go. Tick tock. Vroom 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 vroom. The rain won't stop us, center frequency. It's all about the balance. Keeps open doors. Even if we don't speak, we pick up where we left off. Minds combined, so heavenly divine. Tears don't stop, get a grip. Where you going? What you looking for? A long float on the horizon. It's the same as when you can't go back. Pinpointing on the map, staring at me. Just go through an area that I can't see. New skin, new wind, elevate within and never comes again. That's where the love stitched in. New skin, new wind, elevate within and never comes again. That's where the love. New skin, new wind, elevate within and never comes again. That's where the love stitched in. New skin, new wind, elevate within and never comes again. That's where the love. New skin, new wind, elevate within and never comes again. That's where the love stitched in. New skin, new wind, elevate within and never comes again.
What's the weather like in Jeju? We're gonna tell you what to do if it's sunny or rainy or calm and typhoons. What's the weather like in Jeju?
What's the weather like in Jeju? Yeah, what's the weather like, you guys? Here's a look at conditions around Jeju for Thursday, June 11th. Today is shaping up to be a pretty comfortable early summer day across the island. Most areas are starting the morning with a mix of clouds and sunshine with temperatures around 17 to 20 degrees. Humidity is noticeable, but unlike some recent mornings, there's very little chance of rain to worry about. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at blue skies right now, so I also feel like the heat's really going to come up. And as we head into the afternoon, temperatures should climb into the mid 20s, reaching around 24 degrees in many parts of Jeju. We can expect partly cloudy skies with some sunny breaks, making it a good day to get outside if you have the chance. Yeah, I think it's going to shape up to a really nice, cool, event-filled weekend for sure. And there are some major events going down this weekend. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, okay? Hint, Jeju Expats Festival. Huge one on Jeju. Okay, around Daejeong, it should be calm and a pleasant day with light winds and a comfortable afternoon. You probably won't need an umbrella today, although having a light jacket for the cooler mornings hours isn't a bad idea. I'm fine, but yes, those people who do get cold easy, light jacket is good. Looking around the island, Jeju City may stay a little cloudier with Sogopo and the southern coast. They should enjoy longer periods of sunshine, while Seungsan on the east side are also expected to see a mix of clouds and blue skies throughout the day. So, the big picture for today, a mild and comfortable Thursday with a pleasant early summer feel. After a few unsettled days recently, Jeju is giving us a nice break with warm temperatures, some sunshine, and only a small chance of rain. Okay. I think let's move on to the answer the question of the day, shall we? Let's do that, okay? So let's bring up the question of the day again. Here it is. Beep. Okay. What is the name of Jeju's International Contemporary Art Festival held every 2 years? All right. And the answer, let's see. Do we have anybody? Okay. Hasurino says B, Jeju Biennale. Ding dong ding, 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 ding. Yes. Good job. Hasurino, great job. Okay, yes, it is the Jeju Biennale. And let's bring up a picture here. The Jeju Biennale is Jeju's International Contemporary Art Festival held every 2 years. I can't believe it's been 2 years since the last one. It brings together artists from Korea and around the world with exhibitions spread across museums, galleries, and special venues around on the island. Oh, I even made like a little short video of it to like 2 years ago to promo it for the government. I should have brought that up. Anyways, and this one is actually a little personal for us because both JY and myself were ambassadors for the 2024 Jeju Biennale. Yeah, we got to create different promotional content for the event. That's what I did with that video. Actually, I have a bunch of Jeju Biennale videos now that I think about it. We introduced some of the exhibitions and helped share the Biennale with a wider audience. And here's our special, here, let's get this off. Special ambassador pass. I felt super cool, like going to the different galleries and be like, I'm ambassador. So yeah, there we go. That is our ambassador pass. Look at that guy. That's an older photo of me. Also, one very cool ambassador perk. We received ambassador passes. Oh yeah, okay, that's what I just said. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got in for free too, which is pretty cool. So yeah, VIPs. Well, we had to work though. We had to work for it because we had to do promo on Instagram and social media. Yes. So if you guessed the Jeju Biennale, you got it right. Hasurino, you get 50 billion cool points. Good job. Woo! Okay. It is Jeju's big international art event and definitely one of the island's major cultural highlights. And here is the promo poster for this year's, okay? And you can see here, it's actually quite late. It goes on. It starts at August. Okay, so this year's 5th Jeju Biennale will run from August 25th to November 15th, 2026, across the Jeju Museum of Art, the Obek Jangun Gallery at Jeju Stone Park. Oh, we just talked about Jeju Stone Park, and parts of Jeju's old downtown. The title is Iahong, the Art of Metamorphosis. Iahong, the Art of Metamorphosis. But there's actually a bunch of like there was a longer title, but we're not exactly sure what it means other than the English, the Art of Metamorphosis. But yes, it looks at how Jeju's native culture has met, mixed, gathered, and transformed through contact with northern civilizations. Interesting. So at the heart of this year's Biennale is Iahong, a refrain from Jeju folk songs. The theme captures Jeju as an island of transformation, a place where people nature, objects, gods, myths, stone culture, exile, and history, they all coexist. Now, while the previous Jeju Biennale focused on Jeju through the idea of drifting, oh yeah, I do remember that, this year's Biennale explores Jeju as a layered cultural crossroads shaped by history, geology, and belief. Jeju Stone Park is involved. That's super cool. I'm down. Now, we're gonna listen to the next song. Okay. Hey, good morning, Sherry. Welcome. How geckos? Oh, she even has the little gecko thing. Sorry, Sherry, you missed out on question of the day. So I just gave out 50 billion cool points to Houserino. So sorry about that. Yeah. So with that said, let's move on to our next song of the day, and then we're gonna get into the Jeju morning news briefing. Let's do. Yes, this is. This one is fun. This is Madam Bbaengduk when it is the Soul Sauce meets Kim Yulhee. Madam Bbaengduk. There we go.
그때여 신봉사는 낮이면 강도예가 울고 밤이면 집에 돌아와 울고 눈물로 세월을 보낼 적에 이때 마침 본촌에 뺑덕이라는 여자가 있어 신봉사가 돈이 많다는 이야기를 듣고 동네 사람들 모르게 살짝 자원 출가를 허였겄다. 이 뺑덕이네가 신봉사 재산을 먹기로 드는디 꼭 먹성질로 망하던 것이었다. 밥 잘 먹고 술 잘 먹고 고기 잘 먹고 떡 잘 먹고 양식 주고 술 사 먹고 배퍼 주고 고기 사 먹고 동인 잡고 욕 자르고 행인 잡고 배양 보고 이웃집에 밥부치기 잠자면 이갈기와 팩을 발목 떨고 한밤중으로 몰고 오고 가는 행인들께 담배 달라 신랑 오고 경자 밑에 낮잠자기 남의 혼인 허리야 하고 단단히 믿었는디 해담을 다뤄기와 신부 신랑 잠자는 이 가만 두고 살짝 돌아가 동창 입을 대고 후리야 햇 끄덕고 햇 끄덕으면 햇 끄덕고 삐죽으면 삐죽고 삐죽으면 삐죽하고 이년의 행실이 이러하여도 신봉사는 아무 물색을 모르고 아주 뺑팔게
just in. Jeju Morning News Briefing. I was muted there. Sorry about that. Okay, we are back with Jeju Morning News Briefing. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, Zach is here. Hey, how you doing, Zach? Welcome back. Yeah, we're talking about a bunch of stuff today. We're talking artists. We're talking, what else did we talk about? Yeah, we're talking about the Jeju Biennale that's just happening. So, Zach, good to see you, buddy. Welcome back. Okay, so we are getting into the news. First, we start with a bit of library news. And this one might be a bummer for families, students, and especially English readers here in Jeju. According to Headline Jeju, Hala Library in Jeju City will temporarily close for construction starting July 1st, 2026. And the closure is expected to last until October 31st, 2027. That means the library will be closed for about 1 year and 4 months. Oh, man. Geez, that's such a bummer. Hala Library in Jeju City. The closure is connected to a developmental project, which includes construction of a children's library, other cultural facilities, and remodeling work at Hala Library itself. For safety reasons, the entire library facility will be unavailable during this period, including the indoor spaces and the parking lot. And this is especially disappointing because Hala Library has the largest English language book collection in Jeju, nearly 40,000 English books and around 46,000 foreign language books overall. So for many international families, teachers, students, and English learners, this is a bummer. It's a bummer, but it's going to get this upgrade. It's just going to take a year, The library says updates about reserved books, requested books, and bookstore direct loan service will be shared through the public library website and social media during the closure. The construction schedule may also change depending on progress, so we'll keep an eye on any updates. Okay, so next, moving on more serious news. Here we go. Okay, according to Jeju Sore, Sahae OBGYN, one of Jeju's long-running maternity clinics, has announced that it will close after nearly 27 years of service. The clinic opened in Ildo-Idong, Jeju City back in 1999, and over the years, more than 20,000 babies were delivered, okay? According to the clinic, delivery services will continue only until August 30th before the clinic shuts down. The closure comes as Jeju's maternity care system faces growing pressure from low birth rates, worsening profitability, and a shortage of essential medical staff. Sohei OBGYN had been a major support for families in Jeju's old downtown area, delivering around 30 to 50 babies every month. The head doctor, Dr. Kim Kyung-min, said one of his most moving memories was delivering a baby, then years later seeing the same child grow up, become a mother, and return to the clinic to give birth herself. Wow. But behind the closure is a difficult reality. Reports say that clinics' doctors have been handling an exhausting schedule. With only 2 doctors covering deliveries around the clock, 365 days a year, Dr. Kim also shared that after a recent emergency involving a severe postpartum bleeding, a transfer to a general hospital was refused, forcing the clinic to fight for the patient's life in its own operating room for 6 hours. Wow. Okay. And this may not be an isolated case. Another major maternity clinic in Jeju is also reportedly preparing to close. Right now, even including general hospitals, there are only 9 medical facilities in Jeju that can handle childbirth. If 2 of them close, options for expecting mothers will become even more limited. And at the moment, the only general hospitals in Jeju that can handle deliveries are Jeju National University Hospital and Sogyeopol Medical Center. For Sogyeopol residents especially, the choices are already limited, with Sogyeopol Medical Center being the only hospital in the city that offers delivery services. So this story is not just about one clinic closing. It points to a much bigger concern. Jeju's childbirth infrastructure is shrinking, and families may have fewer and fewer safe, accessible options when they need them most. Yeah, that's a really tough story to read. My heart goes out to those doctors. Oh my gosh, those two doctors working around the clock, and also the parents and the mothers expecting as well. Hmm. Okay, moving on. This one's also pretty intense. I blew this up because it's kind of a cute photo here. Okay, now with summer just around the corner, here's a story that's worth paying attention, especially if you work outdoors, enjoy hiking, or family visiting Jeju during the hotter months. According to Hala Daily, this summer could bring record-breaking heat, and emergency officials are warning people to take the heat-related illnesses seriously. Now, over the past 5 years, Jeju has recorded 486 cases of heat related illness, including one death. The most common condition was heat exhaustion, yes, followed by heat cramps and heat syncope and heat stroke. Yes, and here we go. Here's some prevention here. You can see stay safe and healthy this summer, prevent heat illness, follow safety tips, drink water, drink lots of water, you guys. Of course, protect yourself, sunscreen as well. Avoid outdoor activities when it gets really crazy and take a break. Okay, stop work if it feels hard. And if it gets really bad, of course, move to a cool place and call 119 for help. Yeah. Heat exhaustion and heat stroke is like really, I don't think a lot of people really know about. I've heard of cases where adults and children, they don't realize that they were suffering heat exhaustion and in quite a dangerous situation. So you gotta be careful out there. Okay. More than 80% of those cases I mentioned earlier, those heat-related illnesses, they happen outdoors, with construction sites, farms, and roadsides being most common locations. Farmers and fishermen were the largest occupational group affected. And people in their 50s made up the biggest age group. Interestingly, nearly half of all cases happened between 6 a.m. and 1 p.m. Okay, not during the late afternoon, as many people might expect. So it's like early in the morning and to the late afternoon. Also, Jeju has been experiencing more extreme heat days in recent years. In 2021, the island recorded fewer than 4 heatwave days, but by 2024, that number had climbed to more than 21 days. Wow. And last year there were nearly 18. Wow. So before in 2021 recorded maybe fewer than 4, but then by 2024 that number climbed up to 21. Wow. And last year nearly 18. So yes, also super careful with fire hazards as well. I read, something that actually also causes a lot of firefighters. We think of, people disposing cigarette butts that haven't burned them out completely, which is of course a big problem. Of course, don't do that. But also trash like plastic, like discarded like plastic trash. The sunlight hits the plastic in a certain angle, and then it concentrates the heat. Like how you've done the magnifying glass, it'll magnify the sunbeam, and then that itself will start a fire. So even discarded trash can actually start fires. So do be careful. Okay. The Korea Meteorological Administration have introduced a new extreme heat emergency warning, which can be issued when the perceived temperature is expected to reach 38 degrees Celsius or higher. In response, the Jeju Fire and Disaster Headquarters is launching a summer heat illness safety alert starting yesterday. Ambulances have been stocked with heat response equipment. Additional emergency vehicles are on standby, and public education campaigns are being expanded. So, if you're planning to be outside this summer, the advice is pretty simple. Drink plenty of water, avoid heavy activity during the hottest part of the days, and take regular breaks if you're working outdoors. And for many of us in Jeju, this also might be a good reminder that even on a cloudy day, the island can be much hotter than it looks. Yes, what surprised me was that jump in heat waves. It went from 4 to 24. That's crazy. All right, let's move on to our next song. Oh man, this is okay. We did play that one. Okay. No, we did not. Okay, and this one is actually kind of appropriate. First, because the characters kind of look like the little news image I just put up here, and second, it's called Flame. Okay, this is by Hathaway, but it's a super great song. Enjoy. It's a beautiful day, and that's my next project is to make a break for the GEC break. But I like Mr. Rogers. Good to keep him up. All right, we are talking super duper local news. We're talking news right here in the GEC, and this is breaking news. That's why I got to bring up the picture in real time. All right, let me bring up this first image. Boo, bring it up, PD. Oh, too big, PD, too big. Bring it down. Okay, bring it down. Too big, too huge. Okay, bring it down. Okay, here we go. Okay, if you're a GEC resident, especially with a pet, you're going to be very familiar with this image right here. Okay, this is Honest Animal Hospital right here in the GEC. And you might want to mark your calendar because according to a notice posted by the clinic, the head veterinarian will be away attending a professional seminar and the hospital will have a temporary schedule change. And I'll bring up that image here in real time. Also, this is going to be really big. Prepare for it. Boom, too big. Bring it down. Too small. Boo, shrink it down. Okay, there we go. Here's the post right here. Okay. So how this happened was I actually went to the animal hospital yesterday to pick up some special dog food for our dogs, and I totally forgot which kind, and my wife was supposed to send me the information, but also it's my responsibility to know what my own dog should eat too. But anyways, I just went to the clerk and I was like, hey, would you happen to know the specific food that chewing cow? She's like, yeah, it's right here. So they've been really great to us, and they're super local. If you're in the GEC, they're right here. So especially even for emergencies, they're a good place to go to. Okay, so again, if you check this out, the head veterinarian is going to be away in a professional seminar. The main break period runs from June 26th to July 9th. However, the notice also says the hospital will stay open on June 26th and 27th, and again from July 6th to 9th. So it's a good idea to check with the clinic in advance if your pet needs treatment during that time. Yes, good to know. For all the dog parents, cat parents, and anyone with a furry family member staying in Jeju over the summer, this might be a good chance to refill your medications. Oh yeah, get that tick medicine, get that heart medicine. Okay, schedule routine daily checkups and make a backup plan just in case your pet needs care while the regular schedule is affected. So yes, a little planning now could save a lot of stress later, especially with our four-legged friends who decide to create emergencies at the most inconvenient times. Don't they? Yes. And it ain't cheap. It ain't cheap either. Yeah, so there you go. Once again, Honest Animal Hospital here right in the GEC. Break period June 26th to July 9th. The head veterinarian, he's headed to a professional seminar. So he's going to come back with a fatter brain ready to help our four-legged companion animals out. Okay, moving on to the next GEC thing here. This is here. Boop. Let's blow that up a little bit. Make that a little bit bigger. There you go. Bring that down. Okay. All right. This week, students are hitting the ice as the part of BHA X Killer Whales hockey camp, sharpening their skills through a mix of on-ice and off-ice training. Yesterday, we talked about the schools starting their soccer camps. Now we got a hockey camp. The camp is led by Andrew Doyle, director of BHA Hockey and former professional player from Canada, alongside Yongjung Lee, an Olympic athlete and power skating specialist. Man, these kids, they get the top tier specialist coach. That's amazing. Together, they're helping students improve their skating technique, puck control, edge work, conditioning, and teamwork. But it's not just about hockey. The camp is also focused on building confidence, making new friends, and developing a love for the game both on and off the ice. So if you're hearing a lot of Go Bears around GEC this week, now you know why. Best of luck to all the young hockey players taking part in this year's hockey summer camp. I had the chance to meet BHA's hockey coach the other day. I don't believe it's this Mr. E, but he's like I think the mainstay coach at BHA. He seems like a really nice guy, and he's really busy, super busy dude. Yeah. So there you go, you guys. That's our super duper local news. We're going to do another song, and then we're going to get back with our brand new segment, Artist Spotlight. This one is Song of a Withering Flower and Love by Bosudong Cooler.
잠들어 너희는 무엇을 비웠나 yeah. 도시간의 꿈과 멀어지는 천장 바람 부는 여름 속 시끄러운 향긴 사라지네 이름을 가지지 못한 넌 누구인가 의미 없이 빛과 터질 듯한 정막 느린 열차에서 머리들이 덜컹 흔들리는 머리들이 덜컹 밀려온 가족들아 오랜 고개를 들고 채 물에 잠긴 발이 노을 바닥을 바라보네 가라앉는 해를 말없이 바라보는 내게 넌 말없이 오네 시든 꽃과 사랑의 노래 부르네 시든 꽃과 사랑의 노래 부르네 시든 꽃과 사랑의 노래
Artist Spotlight.
I get in trouble. 위험해.
All right, we're back, and it's time for our brand new segment, Artist Spotlight. This is the segment where we celebrate amazing artists across the Korea, musicians, performers, painters, and all kinds of creative people who make the country's art scene so vibrant and exciting. So, for this week's Artist Spotlight, we are going back to the basics, man. We are featuring one of Korea's most internationally celebrated painters, Kim Tschang-Yeul. Kim Tschang-Yeul. So, even if you don't recognize his name, you've probably seen his work. And let's bring up the artist right here. Here he is, right here. Let's make him a little bit bigger. There we go. All right. Kim, he became world famous for his incredibly realistic paintings of, and I don't know if you can see it. Let's blow it up there, PD. Can you see behind Mr. Artist Kim there? Water droplets. Yes, and I've seen them in person, and they're quite awesome to see. Okay, here's another image here. Okay, let's bring that one up. There's a big one. Yeah, and that's proper painted there. Okay, at a first glance, they look like actual drops of water resting on canvas, but for the artist, they represented much more than technical skill. After living through the Korean War and spending years abroad, Kim celebrated the water droplet as a symbol of cleansing, meditation, and letting go of pain. His unique style earned him international recognition, and today his works are displayed in major museums around the world. Okay, let's bring up another picture here. Yeah, this one I remember quite well. From what I remember, it's very large. This one here. If you can zoom in, can you see the detail on that? It's quite impressive. I mean, I think what really sells it is the refraction and the you can actually see the bending of the light through the shadows. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. Hi, Neela. Neela's here. Okay. Jeju is home to the Kim Tschang-Yeul Art Museum, dedicated entirely to his life and art. And right now, the museum is hosting a special exhibition called A Subtle Question, Kim Chang-Yeul's Newspaper Works, running through October 18th. Now, while most people know him for his water droplets, this exhibition explores a lesser-known side of his career. In the 1970s, while living in Paris, Kim discovered a stack of old newspapers in an attic. Instead of treating them as simple backgrounds, he saw them as a record of time itself. He began painting his famous water droplets over the newspaper pages, bringing together two very different ideas: the objective history captured in print and the personal, emotional moments represented by the droplets. The exhibition follows his artistic journey from the 1970s through his later years, showing how his experiments evolved over decades. So visitors can see how he used newspapers, brushwork stains, and even printmaking techniques, to create a body of work that asks us just to look at ordinary objects in a completely new way. And here's another image here. Bring that one up. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so this is actually part of the building as well, the architecture, but this is also the promotional poster to the promotional poster, and that is running through October 18th. So there's time. You got time to go. You should definitely check it out. If he's doing water droplets on newspaper, I wonder if he can really, accurately bend the letters or magnify the letters. I'm sure he can. I mean, he's the man. He's like one of the best artists in the world, right? Okay. I'll tell you what. Let's do another quick artist. Yeah, we will do another quick artist. We'll do another song, but that was our segment, Artist Spotlight. So do expect that every Thursday. Maybe next time we'll bring up a comedian. Maybe next time we'll bring up a singer. Who knows? You'll find out because we don't know yet. Okay, moving on. We're going to do another song, and then we are going to do Jeju Word of the Day and wrap it up. Okay, this is Zen Alone, Miserable Dream.
Wish I prayed to the demon. I can find the angel's trace. Dice and coin, can't you see? People across the street, it's kinda miserable. And I wrote a dice and prayer of a widow. I burned the page like smoking cigarettes on the plane. It's time to fill the night to the brim with breathless streams, blue dogs chasing steel train and span. Wish I had a stick of the blind. Wish I bought a tree. Wish I played with young Dylan. I could sleep for a million years. Scars and skin, can't you see? Like all of a tree that is drenched in shame. The stars and the moon still are shining. That poet's gun is sealed. His microphone is swinging, and the bar is full of themes and the moments. Young widow smokes her dreams, match tower jeans, and she sleeps. Wish I had a stick of the blind. Wish I
The Jeju word of the day. Yeah.
Okay, we're back, and is the Jeju word of the day. Yeah! Beep. Okay, this one is a simple one, it's a cute one, and it is super relevant right now. This is gusal. Gusal is the Jeju word for sungye or sea urchin. Now, in some villages, you'll also hear the variant guisal. Wow, geez, gusal. Yeah, so there's gusal and guisal, and it really depends where you are on the island. Let's bring up an image of it, shall we? Here. I think I have beep boop 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 boop. This is from bring it up, PD. Boop, probably really big. Apologies. Bang. Oh, okay, it's not that big. All right. Take a look at this. This is a photo taken by JY. She's diving for urchin. She's diving for gusal. And this is the local sea urchin that we catch, okay? And it's got really long spines, and it in the image there, it looks kind of black, but if you kind of zoom in here, you can see it actually has a bit of a reddish hue to it. And they're fascinating creatures. I love just like holding them in my hand and have it like slowly like walk across my hand. It's so cool. Okay. So, gusal, right? Here's an example when we go diving today. Let's gather some sea urchins. For many Jeju Haenyeo, gusal season is one of the highlights of early summer. Although the outside is covered in sharp spines. Yes, they are super sharp and they will break off. And the first time I got pricked by one of them was actually underneath of my fingernail. And that pain, lasted for days. Super not fun. The golden roe, right? The eggs on the inside is considered a local delicacy and used in dishes like sea urchin seaweed soup, sea urchin bibimbap, sea urchin noodles. And it's very pricey. Like Jung-Yun, she catched the fresh gusal, the fresh urchin, and she served some urchin over rice the other night, and I had like a bowl of it. I was like, that's really yummy. And then she told me like, oh yeah, that bowl's probably like samanon, something like that, 30,000, 40,000 Korean won, which is like, 20, 25, maybe $30 US dollars. So just for a bowl of rice, I was like, what? Wow. Yeah, it's that cherished. Okay. For many Haenyeo, gusal season is one of the highlights of early summer. Although the outside is covered, oh yeah, I already said this. Oh yeah, I already said that. Okay. In fact, many Jeju older people still naturally say gusal instead of sungye, keeping the traditional word alive. Gusal, nice. Spiky on the outside, delicious on the inside, a bite like some of our neighbors before their morning coffee. Yes, maybe that's me, because I haven't had my morning coffee yet. Apologies to my wife. Okay, so that does it for today. Gusal, yeah, there's our Jeju word of the day, sea urchin in Jeju dialect. Gusal or guisal, depending on where you are on the island. And yeah, that does it. Tomorrow, make sure you turn in tomorrow because tomorrow is really crazy. Tomorrow is our Friday where we showcase all the crazy stuff going down on the weekend. So many things happening, and it's just going to be rapid fire just events. And a massive one, the Jeju Expats Festival is going down this Saturday. And that is huge, especially for the GEC community and the Jeju community as well. Okay. With that said, why don't we end things and watch The Sun by Matthew Smith? Until tomorrow, I'll see you and have a great day. All right. See you tomorrow, 7 a.m. Bye.
Love, come watch the sun. 'Cause once it goes, it'll never come again. Stay just a little bit more. I want this memory burned into my core. And I always want to be like this with you. 'Cause I always want to be in love with you. Watch the sun on me. This kind of moment was built for eyes to see. Close your eyes. On this beautiful island, we can just be free. 'Cause you do it for me every time. 'Cause I love it most when it's just me and you. 'Cause no one understands me like you do. Please don't go just yet. You've got so much more of my love to get. 'Cause I love it most when it's just me